I'm Holly Carpenter. I'm a former Miss Ireland, former model and business owner. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a pop star or an artist. I wasn't great at singing, but I always put on little shows for my neighbours, and I used to make invitations on kitchen paper and post it through their letterbox and make little outfits for myself and my dog and invite them to the show. So I always wanted to kind of perform and stuff, but I never really thrived when I went for like dance classes or acting lessons because I had such a big imagination that I just wanted to put on my own kind of version of things. So it was more just little shows in my street rather than actually on the stage. Over the years, my career has taken a million different directions, but I suppose it all started when I got accepted into the National College of Art and Design in 2010, which was a big dream of mine. And I was studying textiles, so I was constantly around fashion and fabrics and glass and metal, and everyone was creating, so I was in my absolute element. And then that's when I got an insight into the kind of Irish fashion industry, and I met a lot of designers and stuff. And my friend Eamon encouraged me to enter Miss University, which was kind of a way to get into the Miss Ireland final. And at the time, the prize, if you won Miss University, was a pair of designer jeans. And I was broke in college, so I was like, I really want those jeans. So I entered it and I won, and I ended up finding myself in the final of Miss Ireland. And I think winning Miss Ireland was such a defining moment because that's when everything kind of changed for me. All the plans that I had about, spending the next 4 years in college and thinking that I was going to go one way, everything kind of flipped and went the other way, and I started modelling full time. And then I suppose modelling opened so many doors for me. I met so many incredible people, and everything that's happened to me along the way has just been so unexpected. I never thought that, going to Miss World was something that was going to be on the cards for me. And then, coming home, and I then in 2013 took part in Britain's Next Top Model, which was an amazing experience over in London. And it was tough, but I think when I came home, it kind of gave me a clearer idea of whether I really wanted to be modelling or not. I kind of focused more back into my roots of writing and stuff like that, which was great because that was a platform that was given to me from Miss Ireland. So I ended up getting my own weekly column in one of the newspapers and doing a lot of travel writing as well. And then in the last few years, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to be modelling anymore. When I turned 24, I was kind of starting to get a little bit over it. I packed in the modelling when I turned 25, and for the last 2 years, I've been focusing on my brand and my business. And it was tough at the beginning, I think, because you can kind of get put in a box when people think that you're a model and you don't have anything else maybe on the card. So it's kind of tough to break down that kind of stereotype and, encourage people to realise that you have other things going on and stuff like that too. And then this year I've done Dancing with the Stars, which was another great TV experience. I love working behind the camera, and that was amazing. It was such a challenge. Never thought that I'd be dancing in public or on TV, which was just something that I was totally outside my comfort zone. So anything that's a challenge, I'm always up for. And yeah, it's just been a mad year. It's been a mad few years. I think to think that I started modelling at 19, and in the last 8 years, I'm 27 now. So yeah, it's just been a roller coaster. I think when I was modelling, my strengths were definitely that I just really got on with everyone. I think Ireland is such a small industry, especially in Dublin, and you have to be easy to work with. You have to get on with, there's a huge team of hair and makeup stylists, photographers, so it's really important to be able to be easy to work with. And I always just had so much fun. I was kind of just delighted to be there and always networking and stuff like that. So I think that's what always brought me more work. And I was also quite confident. I think you need to be, because you're walking into a room full of strangers that you haven't met, and you're not really always sure what's exactly going on, so you're kind of unsure of where you are. And it's nice to just be able to just turn it on when the camera comes on. And sometimes I look back at shoots and I'm like, I don't remember feeling that confident that day, but you have to be able to just switch it on, and that was something that I was able to do. So yeah, I think I guess it's kind of like acting. I think as a businesswoman, my strengths would be definitely just having faith in myself. That's something that was embedded in me from a young age. My mum and dad said you can do anything that you want as long as you work hard. So I've never been afraid of hard work. I've always been willing to just go the extra mile, and I think I knew while I was modelling that I was slowly but surely making connections. So I've always been quite good at networking, and a lot of people that I've helped out along the way have been here to help me out this time, like photographers and editors. And a lot of the other models and bloggers have been so good to me, like sharing pictures of my brand online. And yeah, it's been amazing. I think I'm a big believer in what you put out, you receive. So I always make sure to just remember that day to day, because you never know when you might be in a position where you can help someone, or they might be in a position where they can help you too, career-wise or just with anything in life, really. So I suppose when I was modelling, I was wary of being labelled as just a model, which first of all isn't a bad thing. It's an amazing career to have had, but I think people can be quite close-minded, and there's still that stereotype that if you're a model that you're going to be really up yourself and, you know, maybe very vain and not that intelligent, which I can safely say, not just me, but all of the models I've met, they've all been so lovely, so smart, so driven. And, you know, I think that that's something I was always a bit self-conscious of. So even when I would go on holidays, if I met someone that I didn't know and they asked me what I did, I used to just be really vague or say that I was a physiotherapist because I didn't really want someone to put me in a box. And I suppose the silver lining from that is I've learned to never really put anyone else in a box, because it doesn't really matter what your career is. Nobody should be limited to one thing. And I think that labels are quite damaging. I mean, you can be a model, you can be a mum, you can be a businesswoman, you can be all of those things. You can also do boxing classes, you can go skydiving, you can learn to cook, you can learn to speak French, you can do anything. And I just don't think that having one thing to label you is that smart. I think it's really important for me to stay motivated in the industry that I'm in, because I'm essentially working for myself, and I feel like sometimes I'm a one-woman team, and I think you just have to look after yourself first and foremost. Whatever it is that makes you feel happy and centered, whether it's mindfulness or yoga, or if you're going to a counsellor, or if you're, you know, if the gym is important to you, whatever it is that keeps you centered is really important, because if you're not feeling the best, then you're not going to perform the best in anything. So for me, it's just important to kind of spend a lot of time with my friends, my family. They always keep me grounded. I can always get very honest opinions from them on everything that I'm doing, which is helpful. And I suppose I just have to try and remember to have a thick skin. Like, there's a lot of perks that come with the job of having a lot of Instagram followers and, you know, being able to have all these opportunities, but I have to remember that there's a downside too, where people think that they can have an opinion of you, they can message you on any given day and tell you exactly what they think of you, and it can be tough. I mean, if I'm having a great day where I'm feeling fab, nothing can get me down, I don't mind if anyone says anything to me. But if you're not feeling yourself and you have stuff going on in your personal life, a little comment on Instagram or a tweet can really get to you. I try not to respond, but sometimes it's hard, especially if someone hits a nerve, but you're just better off like trying to brush it off. And I can have a little vent with my friends, and they're always there to tell me, like, look, this person has never met you, they don't know you. I would be so upset if any of my friends or family said something like that to me, but if it's someone I don't know, I just have to remember that it's kind of irrelevant. So in terms of staying motivated for me, I think it's about, you know, feeding my mind all of the time, being open to learning, listening to podcasts, reading books, just keeping myself positive, drinking lots of water, getting regular facials, little things that actually just make me feel good, like working on myself from the outside in and the inside out. My advice for anyone who wants to break into the entertainment industry would just to be write a long list of your goals and where you think you're going to go and what it is that you see yourself as in terms of a brand, and whether you're into fitness or if you're into makeup or anything like that, because you really need to have a true sense of who you are. And I think in today's kind of industry, there's a lot of people that think that to do well, you have to copy other bloggers or copy other makeup artists and, you know, just give the same content back. But I mean, authenticity goes a long way. If you're original, if you're different, if you have something to say, then 100% go for it. It sounds really cheesy, but being yourself is so important in a world where everyone wants you to be everyone else. So I think that if you can be original and authentic and just stay true to yourself, then that'll go a long way. The thing I'm most proud of is probably getting into NCAD. I know that it was years ago now, but I worked so hard on my portfolio and I just always wanted to go to that college. And I think that for me, I wouldn't be sitting here today if I hadn't gone to college, if I hadn't met Eamon and he encouraged me to enter Miss Ireland, and then my passion for design grew further in there and I learned so much. So I think leaving school and going straight into that college just changed my life, and I'm really proud of it. I think in today's world we're kind of often bombarded with like celebrity culture and, you know, really lavish lifestyles and stuff like that. And I think that for some people they think that success is defined by how much money is in your bank account, what car you're driving, where you're living. But for me it's about waking up and feeling excited about the day ahead and being happy with what I'm doing. I think life's too short to stay in a job that you don't feel like you're growing in and you're not happy in. And I guess that's easier said than done, but if you're happy and healthy and you're working towards a goal, then that's success. You're in a small group, because I feel like it's a shame that not a lot of people get to do what it is they love, and it could be kind of scary to take the leap, but I think that success for me is about waking up and doing something that I love, and it's not always, you know, sunshine and rainbows. There's definitely days where I don't know what I'm doing and I have literally no idea what's going on. But then, you know, you just have to kind of ground yourself and just remember, like, everything works out in the end. And I think back to times in my career where I was really lost, and then you get a phone call on a random Tuesday and everything's changed in a heartbeat. So yeah, just success for me is about loving what I do, working hard and just feeling good about myself. I'm certainly a very goal-driven person, so I know that I have some benchmarks that I'd like to hit, but I don't really have a 5-year plan. I'd love to have my brand in a huge, you know, department store. There's other routes I'd love to go down. I'm looking into maybe doing an acting course, and, you know, I'd love to have my own range of interior design products and stuff like that. But I mean, you just never know what's around the corner. Personally, I'd love to obviously meet someone and have loads of dogs, maybe a baby, travel the world, you know, like have the fairy tale, all of that. But I suppose at the moment I'm focusing mostly on the career stuff, and because that's what you have more control with, really. You never know with anything else what's going to happen. But yeah, I have a strong to-do list, a lot of goals that I want to hit, and yeah, we'll just see what happens.